James Taft in Sports News.
Good evening, America. I'm James Taft. Tonight, in the world of golf, David Bird, commonly known as Brady to his other golfers, has been accused of replacing his opponent's balls with gag balls. Gag balls, for those who are unaware, are balls that fly violently and unpredictably in the air, landing far away from where the golfer originally wanted to place his ball. This has had disastrous effects in the world of golf. These balls have been banned since the 90s, but have made a recent resurgence in the world of golf, with golfers replacing their opponent's balls with gag balls so they can win more and more competitions. So far, the official golf league has responded to this by giving Brady a 30-day suspension. He's countered this suspension by going to the U.S. Supreme Court, but they threw this out because no one cares about golf. He's adamantly defended his name, saying, quote, "I ain't done crap, man," unquote. He's proclaimed his innocence, but so far, no one believes him. So far, 12 people have come forth and accused him of replacing his balls with gag balls. Each one has said a different number of extra hits they need, but no less than 7 extra hits from each golfer are needed to eventually make it into the hole. So far, he's given home suspension and has just stayed at home. But as of right now, it seems that this Brady's wings have been clipped. I'm James Taft. Good night, America.
Geopolitics with Louis Blanchard.
Hello, I'm Louis Blanchard, here with politics. The final 4 candidates running for Utah Senator are, first, David Jones, a disgruntled pirate who wants to be senator for, quote, "all your treasure in ye pirate chest," unquote. The second candidate being Guy, just Guy. The third one being Zachary Coons, who appears to just be 3 raccoons with a fake mustache and an even faker fedora. Obviously worse than my fedora. And last, Jeremy Walker, who appears to be a totally random guy with achievable plans, but just a really boring guy. I mean, I don't know about you, Utah, but I know who not to vote for. I mean, it's between him and just Guy. I mean, it's between him or 3 raccoons and a disgruntled pirate, so, it's really between you, Utah, but I know who I'm not voting for. But anyway, that's politics, and if that's politics, we're all doomed. So thank you, Utah. You really done goofed up.
The weather with Brandon Merwin.
Well, it's another cold, miserable day here in Utah. The sun is shining, not enough. There's snow everywhere, too much, and it's just pretty miserable. Just like Florida, because right now they're facing a massive hurricane, but just like their cousin Ohio, no one cares, and resulting in other...
Breaking news, anchor person Carly Dean.
Breaking news, do you really know what's in your cup? I'm Carly Dean, and this is the new hot take. Internet memes have placed Taco Bell's public image on trial as allegations of their popular beverage, the Baja Blast, containing ingredients such as horse parts, have emerged. Baja Blast originated back in 2004 when Taco Bell was looking to increase drive-in traffic. Mountain Dew is the brand's most popular soda, so they reached out to Pepsi with the opportunity of an increase in sales if they created a new Mountain Dew flavor to be sold exclusively at their restaurants. The consequent birth of the Baja Blast saw a lucrative profit boost for both parties, and at the first August 2021 re-release seemed it would be no different as news of the drink cycling back into the menu swept the nation. This, however, was not the only news sweeping the nation, as rumors were made about the drink's true ingredients. Things escalated to the point where going to Taco Bell and ordering horse juice has become a TikTok trend. Yesterday, the world was shocked as Taco Bell's PR team confirmed the allegations to be true and cited an employee of Pepsi as the source of the controversy. Here with me today for an exclusive interview is the whistleblower of PepsiCo, Director of Product Development, Stevie Malone. Stevie, can you tell us if this is true or not?
Yes, it's true. The syrups that we use to flavor Taco Bell's Baja Blast do contain horse byproducts such as hooves, bones, hair, hides, and so on.
So Baja Blasts are made of horse?
Oh, absolutely.
How did it get to this point?
Well, so when we were going to re-release the new Baja Blast, we were trying to cut costs on the formula, which is just the flavoring of the syrup in the Baja Blasts. And we were looking at different methods of reducing this cost. And so we were looking at different formulas and different recipes, obviously different ingredients. And so kind of just as a joke, honestly, we were made aware of the fact that farmers all across the nation have lots of dead horses, like just lots of them, because they can die of old age, of sickness, of breaking a leg, what be it. They kicked a bucket, and then at what point, what do you do with a horse that's just dead? There's not really a solution. And so there are so many dead horses, and they're so cheap that we use them as a joke, obviously, for the first formula, just like a test run, and it was alarmingly close to the original Baja Blast. And so at that point, it was inevitable for us to switch formulas.
That is some twisted joke. Then I assume that when you say the new formula includes horse products, you mean like how Jell-O or Marshmallow does. Then I assume that when you say the new formula includes horse, you mean how marshmallows or Jell-O have animal parts, like bones or hides, which you mentioned earlier. And that the internet has blown the speculated horse percent of Baja Blast out of proportion.
Well, actually, no, the memes aren't all that far off.
What do you mean by that?
Well, so, you know how you make lemonade?
Yeah.
So you take a lemon and you cut it in half, and then you take a juicer and you squeeze out both halves of the lemon. And you get as much of the juice out as you can, because obviously you don't want to waste any of the lemon juice. And then you add in a few other things like, sugar or water just to make the juice taste better. But like, that's how you make lemonade.
Right.
So to make the syrup of a Baja Blast is actually not that different of a process. So you take the dead horse, dead beforehand, obviously, like of course, already dead horse,
Right.
and then you cut it in half. And we have an industrial-sized juicer at the PepsiCo factory, and so we call it the horse juicer, obviously. And so you put the horse in, and you just squeeze out all the juice. And there's juice from places you wouldn't expect there to be juice. Like the hooves, you can get a lot of juice out of the hooves, or like the head. And so you just get all of the juice out that you possibly can, and then you take the juice, and then you obviously add in other synthetical chemicals and just flavoring. And so then that's how we end up with the syrup for the Baja Blast. Oh, you know what? Carl, you know how when you make lemonade, there's pulp? So obviously when we use the juicer, there's pulp from the horse and stuff like that. So we don't worry, that's not in the Baja Blast, obviously. But consumers are none the wiser. So that's the kind of thing that you're gonna find in a Taco Bell meat.
Wait, let me get this straight. You take the pulp from the horse lemonade you
Right.
make, and that's to talk about meat.
Not all of it, but there's a
Oh.
percentage there.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I thought it was just Blue Mountain Dew with a kick.
I am so glad that you mentioned the blue dye, Carly, actually. I almost forgot to mention that.
Oh, please don't tell me it's made out of horse eyeballs or something.
No. It's just plain normal blue food coloring. But so, where's it coming from?
Oh, please don't tell me the blue comes from horse eyeballs or something
No,
like that.
don't worry. It's just plain blue food coloring. Don't worry, of course. However, so Taco Bell had to use the blue food dye because it's the only color bold enough to mask the otherwise naturally horse-colored beverage.
Wow. Since going public about the flavoring, has there been a major decline in Baja Blast sales?
No, not at all. Sales are through the roof. In fact, we've never sold more. We're actually going public with a new ad campaign coming out soon. So it's we're leaning into the horse scandal, actually. There's no food coloring.
Oh.
The new logo is going to feature a horseshoe, and it's now introducing the Baja Blast, pulp included.
Wow. Well, there you have it, folks. That is the new hot take. Back to you with the weather, Brendan.
Well, back to the weather. The hurricane. I'm gonna be sick.